Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It is Saturday morning. It's May 10th, and it's 9:04 in the a.m. And I'm just gonna dive right into discussing a couple, two, three things. Hence the title, my 2 cents. Um, First, a while back, I shared that I was accused of being divisive because I was speaking my mind about things that impacted me as an African American, things that impacted me as a woman, and things that impacted me, just on a global spiritual scale. Notice I said who they impacted. Uh, this person called themselves taking me to task on this statement. I said, since the people that we watch on major networks, and I was talking specifically about Joy Reid and Allie. I said maybe we should, call on people with deep pockets to create a network for us by us because nobody can tell our story without it being filtered. They took that little soundbite, and ran with it. Now, two things. I responded. The first thing that they brought up was, and I get this a lot, I thought you were supposed to be a minister. I am licensed for ministry. I am ordained for ministry. Do those two pieces of paper and the amount of education erase my blackness. That part. Do those two pieces of paper and the amount of time I spent in school change my life experience or story. Other than I spent some time in school and I obtained two pieces of paper. All the other stuff that I've gone through in life to get to that point remain still true, static. Just because I have these things does not make me any less human. I can't bandage societal wounds. I can talk about the one who can, but it is not in my personal power to do so. So, to that lovely individual, you can't have it both ways. And see, that's part of the problem of why we can't get to a place of kumbaya. Because the minute something takes you out of how you see how it should be, you get your feelings hurt. And when I say how it should be, I mean that in your mind, in your experience, this is how it should be. You don't allow space for grace. You don't allow space for the maybe I don't know. You want to take things literal and apply them to figurative situations and vice versa. Based in your mind and your experience. Sweetheart, remember those pantyhose that came in a little egg back in the day? And they had the one size fits all? and you soon figured out that that was a lie. I think the pantyhose were called legs. And the jingle went, our legs fit your legs. They never let you go. But like I said, one size does not fit all. So the videos that I posted, the first one, I want to say they're equally offensive, but this one stood out for me because this smug individual really thought he was saying something. That's Pete Hegseth. And it was the anti-DEI speech for the military that he gave. And I posted it on Facebook. I believe I posted it on TikTok. I don't know if they kicked it off or what, but look up, go to YouTube and look up the 6-minute portion of Pete Hegseth's anti-DEI speech for the military, where he clearly says, no more woke stuff, which tells me he wants you to get caught sleeping. He wants you to turn a blind eye to all the madness. Then, as he's addressing the military, have you noticed that most of the folks now are at a place now where they're using street language in professional settings? And don't get me wrong. You know, you've heard me say, swearing is like, a song from the past. Just because you're in a different place in life now doesn't mean you don't know the lyrics. But there's a time and a place for everything. And I can hear my mother say, in my head, doesn't stop me from doing it now, but I can hear my mother say, swearing is a sign of a limited vocabulary. You go to your base brain. That part. But he finished it up and punctuated it all, with this statement, with the expletive. And he made a statement, no more dudes in dresses. And that is his vision of trans people. Now, conversely, if someone said to him, no more alcoholics with bottles, no more supremacists with tattoos. You see where I'm going with this? So somehow standing up for yourself and demanding to be acknowledged as a human being first and foremost is offensive. How dare you? Because that's how they're defining woke. You're just supposed to take whatever, I want to say, a free white male over 21 gives you. You're the same type of individual that says to someone of color, get over slavery, but your mindset puts people in it. But you fail to realize that. Okay, I wasted enough time talking about this fool. Now, the next story that I posted, people are hopping on this one. It's like I poured gasoline on the internet fire, and I didn't even post the video. Someone else did, and it popped up in my page, my FYP, about an individual homeowner who was protecting his home because he heard someone at the back door at 3 o'clock in the morning. You see, I'm filtering my language because I don't want the video to get blocked. But you know how he protected his home. The homeowner was black. Now, one of the individuals at the back door, oh my goodness. One of the individuals at the back door didn't go home that night, if you know what I mean. The other folks that were with him said they were playing Ding Dong Ditch. At the back door. Now, I don't know where you grow up, but the majority of houses that I know of have a fence around the property. Now, I lived in a house that had a doorbell at the back door, but that was because the laundry room was outside and sometimes the door would slam and people would get locked out. But I don't know too many houses that have a doorbell at the back door. I know of houses that have cameras at the back door. But they were playing Ding Dong Ditch in the backyard. Huh? Make it make sense. Now, the thing that I'm concerned about is homeowner was black. The individuals in the backyard, at the back door, playing Ding Dong Ditch, were not. Guess who's being charged? Okay. We have stand your ground laws that seem to only apply to certain individuals. I want you to think about that. See, the story has meaning because, we're talking about the criminalization of being black. And then I want to bring your attention to something. The felon that we have in office recently stated that the African American community came begging him for police protection in their cities. I don't know any black person that would ask that man for anything. Aside from Candace Owens and Kanye. Oh, I forgot about Herschel and Tim Scott. Yeah. Anywho, that being said, we're going to start seeing mass incarceration really soon. We're going to start seeing the old Daryl Gates style of policing really soon. We're going to see the militarization of police really soon. It's time to be prepared. It's time for us to, join the protests. Yes, knowing full well we're going to be treated different. Just ask the mayor in the city of New Jersey that was just recently arrested. The feds came, and they came to wreak havoc, Many of them had their faces covered. Many of them did not have their names on their uniforms. Many of them did not have their badge numbers. And the felon that we have in office is now talking about removing a constitutional right. Pay attention. Last but by no means least, video that I watched. And I said that I agree with this person wholeheartedly. When somebody of color posts something that means something to their community, and I'm not talking about black people right now, I'm just like anybody of color, okay? Latinos, East Asians. You know, when you post something in celebration of your culture, black folks usually sit aside and celebrate quietly with you, saying, you know, congratulations, you did that thing. But the minute in this country that black people do something in celebration of who they are and what they bring, other people want to get in on the bandwagon. So you want to share in the rhythm, but you never seem to be around when it gets to the blues. And that's why we celebrate so loud. Now, either you ride or you don't. Either way, we're going to be present. But if you're riding, we need you to show up consistently with gas money. That part.